You talking to me? You talking to me? You talking to me? Then who the hell else are you talking? You talking to me? Well, I'm the only one here. Who the fuck do you think you're talking to?
Guys, welcome back to another review where today, I want to talk about literally me characters. If you don't know what this is, literally me characters are like American Psycho or Taxi Driver. So, American Psycho Patrick Bateman, Taxi Driver Travis Barker, I think his name is, with, what else is there? So there's that, Fight Club. That is a big one. That's a huge one. Both characters are very important in the literally me universe. And then the other one, which is what is it called? It's Blade Runner 2048, I think it is, the newest one. Anyways, all of these characters and all of these movies. Oh, and Joker, of course, Joaquin Phoenix. All of these movies or all these characters are literally me characters. All of them symbolize something in us or society. So we say literally me because maybe that's how we feel, that's how we talk, that's how we are. Why they're important? Well, let me tell you something here. They're important. They've been telling folk stories for years and years and years of great heroes and men or heroes that have been doing things like DC and Marvel. Those are heroes, and sometimes kids will aspire after those. We've been telling stories like that for years and years. Literally me characters are kind of the same way in their own little way, They're kind of the same way, but they show a much darker theme than, let's say, like Batman, or maybe not Batman, but like Superman, Superman might have some issues with a woman, or maybe he'll have issues with his identity. With literally me characters, it's maybe they have issues with society, or maybe they have issues with society hating them, or maybe they have, issues just in general with how people, society, and everything treats them. Because as you can see in American Psycho, he just wants to fit in.
Vince, we'll get any Leibovitz, and we'll have to get someone to videotape. Patrick, we should do it.
Do what?
Get married, have a wedding.
No, I can't take the time off work.
Your father practically owns the company. You can do anything you like, silly.
I don't want to talk about it.
I hate that job anyway. See why you just don't quit.
Because I want to fit in.
I mean, that's a big thing in society. So you're just trying to fit in, right? And so as you're trying to fit in, we feel that way. I just want to fit in, right? And so I think that's important to look at. And eventually this the build up and it can't take it anymore. Or like Travis Barker, for example, he's looking at the scum at the streets, and it's disgusting, and he wants to get rid of it, and he hates it. So eventually, by the way, spoiler if you haven't seen the movie, which if you haven't, go watch it right now. Great movie, one of my favorites. I think it is my favorite of all time. No, but if you look at Travis Baker, you can see he says the scum in the streets, he hates how it is out there, and then you can see in the movie, things being thrown at his car, people getting in the taxi and like talking about, killing people and killing women.
And I'm gonna kill her. There's nothing else. I'm gonna kill her. Well, what do you think of that? I said, what do you think of that? Don't answer.
Out in the street, this is in New York, and you see out in the street hookers and prostitutes, and Travis wants to clean that up, so eventually he goes to a prostitute and finds out she is underage almost, I think it is, and it's human trafficking. and so eventually he tries to get her to run away, but she won't do it, and so she just keeps getting prostituted out, and so eventually he kills not only the pimp but a couple other people and saves her per se. And I think at the end of the movie, people argue that it's all in his head. I don't know if it's all in his head. I would have to talk about that more, but they treat him almost as a hero for killing all these people because he's cleaning the scum off the street. Or like Joker, for example. Joker, society treats him poorly, society hates him, he gets beat up in the street and nobody cares.
Dude, block it! Come on! Beat his ass up. Come on, this guy's weak. He can't do nothing. Harder! Harder! Beat him up. Take his stuff. Let's go, let's go. Come on, come on, come on. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
And so nobody cares, and so he kind of starts like a revolution almost when he kills the two guys in the train. It almost starts like a revolution for everybody, because nowadays you can see it nowadays. It's a split of people. There's people who, let's say, agree with the Joker and people who don't, and the people who agree with Joker may be the less well-off people that, maybe middle class, lower class, and maybe are treated poorly constantly, but maybe the other side that don't agree with Joker will see, maybe they've been treated weller as time goes on, or maybe they're more well-off with money or things, and so you can see that in today's society. There's some people that are treated poorly, and so they act out of that. While on the other side, there's some people that are treated nicely and don't agree with everything, right? And so I find that real interesting. So a lot of people, I guess I gotta understanding why people hate them. I think it's because in a lot of these movies, people get murdered, and murder is subjectively bad. It is. I guess it depends if, you're murdering a bad person, right? A pedophile, maybe a serial killer, something like that. But overall, we say murder is terrible, right? So a lot of these characters will murder or kill people. And so we'll say literally me, and they'll be like, oh, you must be a serial killer or a psychopath, right? Because that's what a lot of people see. They don't really do much research, and they see this as like, oh, you're crazy, you're a psychopath. And so I think, frankly, I understand why people would hate them, or hate people who say literally me. It sounds self-centered, but you can only be self-centered when nobody else cares about you, because you have to be the only one that cares. And so one of the reasons literally me characters are so important, it's because, it's like almost like an outlet. Like, hey, they're like me, that's great. I feel that way, or that happens to me sometimes. It's like it's the same thing, and then maybe they do something great, maybe they do something bad, but they're doing something. An example for Fight Club. Fight Club, they make soap. But eventually they start blowing up credit card companies.
Look at me. I'm really okay. Trust me. Everything's gonna be fine. You met me at a very strange time in my life.
With your feet on the air, your head on the ground. Try this trick and spin it. Yeah.
Means they make soap actually doing something. At the beginning of the movie, you see the main character. He's just sitting there. He does his job. He buys IKEA furniture. He's telling about his mundane life where he just sits there and sells and sells and, you know, sits there and he's at the copying machine and he just hates his life. It's so obvious that he has a mundane job. I feel that too, where you just have a repetitive job and you don't like it, but, you know, you gotta do it. And so he escapes from that he blows up his own apartment and he goes to live in a house that's run down and broken and is terrible, and he starts a fight club per se to get out his masculine urges per se, where it's like, you know, they gotta fight each other and it feels good, and I get that. I fought some friends and it feels kind of nice, you know, just getting that out. And yeah, so the true meaning to literally me characters is that we have someone in society or in this movie, in the show, that represents us or you know, kind of like us. We have an outlet for them, right? And so we say we love these literally me characters. We say that's literally me, not because they're literally me per se, but I would say almost we relate to them, if that makes any sense. Yeah, no, so that's why they're important. That's the true meaning, literally me characters. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.